Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to understand the organizational structure in SAP MM. This is one of the most important foundation topics in SAP because every MM transaction depends on the organizational structure. If you understand this clearly, SAP MM becomes much easier to learn and use. Before we go deeper into transactions, we must understand how a company is structured inside SAP. SAP represents a real world organization using different organizational levels. These levels control how materials are purchased, stored, and reported. So, what exactly is an organizational structure in SAP? Organizational structure defines how a company is represented in SAP system. In SAP MM, it controls material management, purchasing processes, and inventory management. It also decides reporting levels and user authorizations. In simple words, it tells SAP who can do what and at which level. Now, let's look at the key organizational levels used in SAP MM. These include the client, company code, plant, store location, purchasing organization, and purchasing group. Some of these come from FI and some are mainly used in MM, but all of them work together. Also, to clarify, purchasing group is not organizational level like company code or plant, but it is still mandatory for purchasing activities because it represents the buyer or purchasing team responsible for the purchase. It is also used for reporting and tracking who is responsible for a purchase. We'll understand each one step by step. This diagram gives a high-level overview of how SAP is structured. Think of it like a building. The client is at the top. Company code sits under the client. Plant belongs to company code, and store location belongs to plant. Client is the highest level in SAP system. It contains system-wide master data and settings. All company codes, plants, and organizational units exist inside a client. Remember, client is the root level in SAP. Now, the company code represents an independent legal accounting entity. This is where financial statements like balance sheets and profits and loss are generated. In MM, every plant is assigned to a company code so that material movements automatically create financial postings. Plants represents a physical location where materials are produced, stored, or distributed. It could be a factory, warehouse, or distribution center. In SAP MM, most transactions happen at the plant level. Store location is a subdivision of a plant. It tells SAP where exactly the material is stored inside the plant. For example, raw material, finished goods, and scrap can each have different store locations. And purchasing organizations is responsible for procurement activities. It negotiates prices, signs contracts, and manages vendors. A purchasing organization can be assigned to one company code or multiple company codes. Now, let's understand why organizational structure is so important in SAP MM. Organizational structure forms the backbone of all MM processes. It ensures proper material flow, correct procurement processing, and accurate financial postings. If organizational structure is wrong, even the best SAP configuration will fail. That's a basic overview of the organizational structure in SAP MM. Thanks for watching.